science and magic buddies.
Hello and welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast presents Evil Science and Magic Buddies, the show within the show, the conspiracy of the conspiracy, the Crypto Roundtable. I am Mark Storrs, and with me as always is...
Rob motherfucking Morphy.
The spirit of Christopher Carnicelli is with us.
Not disincarnate, because he's not dead, but psychically present while physically absent.
I did see him actually before we recorded. I brought him, as he calls it, Tasty Burgers. And he entered the door in his sweet robe, giant sweet black robe, his Halloween beanie.
Oh.
He had his sweatsuit on underneath with the man Uggs.
The man Uggs.
Which, just for the sake of boot talk here, might be the most comfortable things ever created.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Because they're like boots for a dude, but they're made by Uggs.
And they're just like cushiony glory.
Oh my God, they're so comfortable.
They're Valhalla feet.
Yeah, they're Valhalla. Exactly. So he is doing all right. He is good. He's hanging out. He's eating his tasty burgers, and still a little bit under the weather, but that's all right. He's doing his thing.
And he sent you with a sweet Iron Maiden beer.
Yes, we got an Iron Maiden beer from him. A stout that I won't enjoy, but that's okay.
No, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Fear of the dark.
Nice.
But
Excellent.
anyway, yeah, Chris, much missed. Heal up soon, and I'm sure you'll be back with us in 2 shakes of a wicked lamb's tail.
Nice. And we are doing Listener Stories Part 12. How crazy is that?
I love it.
Yeah.
It really is one of my faves.
Totally. Now, interestingly enough, though, because we do deal with pod time, so by the time this comes out, we're well into November by the time this episode comes out. But tonight, as you and I are recording, that is the eve of Halloween.
Oh, the eve of the eve.
You can smell the goblins. You can see the witches. You can feel the bones crackling on top of the witches, smelling the goblins. I'm sorry.
No, that's how it works.
The goblins.
You just made a fucking shepherd's pie of
dude.
Halloween fucking characters.
There's goblin milk in the streets. It's fucking crazy.
Goblin milk in the fuck-sucking streets.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, man. I mean, we're here. We're in the studio. We're doing it. Who knows? Maybe something paranormal could happen.
It's a possibility.
Chris will he'll like astrally project himself in here to be like, fuck you guys. This shit's fake or whatever. And then we can just hear his ghostly eye rolls. Then he'll project himself back to his apartment with his comfortable clothes.
It's
and
the
whatnot.
only safe way to do it in today's day and age. Astrally project your opinions in.
There you go. Or go on social media. That's I guess also the same thing. So.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Whatever your preference.
Yes. Social media, check us out. We are there. The Instas, Twitters, and the Facebook. Thank y'all. Patreon.com. Robert, we got some Patreon shout outs to do.
We sure as fuck do.
Let's fucking do them.
Let's start. I like this. Short and sweet to begin with. John.
Hell yeah, John. Thank you.
Abby Connor. And Rick Emery.
Oh,
Abby
Connor and Rick Emery. Yes.
I did not realize it was a package deal.
Okay, Abby and Rick, thank you so very much.
No doubt. The Crypto Creep.
Yeah, goblin milk, dude. Crypto Creep. Fuck yeah, dude.
2% though.
There it is.
Because I'm watching my goblin weight. Josh Fiorini is how I would have pronounced it. Were Josh not kind enough to actually phonetically give us Fiorini. So it's Josh Fiorini.
Josh Fiorini. Thank you, Josh.
As Broken.
Hell yeah. As Broken. What up?
Win Lewis.
Yeah, Win.
Win with a Y, too.
Dope.
Super
like it.
dope.
I like it.
Benjamin Webb.
Hell yeah, Benjamin.
2 B's.
Hell yeah.
All caps. Kid Thunder.
Yeah, Kid Thunder. What's going down?
Harry Carey.
When this came in, all I could think of was hot dogs from
sure, of course,
SNL.
Yeah, the great old newscaster. And,
it's a terrible... Cubs
Will
win. That's
Ferrell's
what we did, right?
Cubs
win.
But what I like
Cubs
about
win.
this is it's spelled like actually like being fur-bearing.
Harry Carey.
Oh,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Dennis Bergman.
Yeah, Dennis.
Peter Goherk. I think I got it.
I don't know.
I would have bought a vowel for your last
yeah,
name,
me
Pete,
too.
but,
there's an HR and a K, and it looks like there should be a vowel somewhere.
Yeah, there should be. But
okay.
I'm going to stick with this one. Goherk.
Nice. I like it.
Devin Bannon.
Yeah, Devin. What up?
Janie Jefferson.
Hell yeah, Janie. Hope you're doing well.
Julianne Vink Widmeyer.
Yeah. I like the hyphenated name Vink Widmeyer.
I do too. And I almost
it sounds dope.
There's obviously a V and a W, but I always want to go with like the Germanic pronunciation. I almost went Vink Widmeyer. But I'm thinking because there's a clear difference. If we fucked it up, you know the deal.
Yeah.
So thank you, Julianne. And let's round it out with Ryan Mills.
Nice. We have one correction here we have to do.
Yes, we
do. And again, if we fuck your name up, shoot us a message. We're going to do a correction. Robert, this correction is?
The correction is Ivy, which I imagine we got right the first time.
Yep.
Laz you lie.
Ivy Laz you lie.
I would love to know how I fucked it up.
Yeah.
You know what you got to start doing for me? Like giving me the original spelling so I can like say, oh, right. That's where I fucking
totally
ate the shit.
Yeah, but we don't remember how we fuck your name
never up. Remember
you
how.
Just tell us how we did and we'll fix it.
But Laz you lie.
Yeah.
Ivy, thank you.
Thank
you for giving us a second chance to make things right with you.
Yes, we appreciate it.
If you give us another chance, we're going to spend the rest of our lives making it up to you. As every love story has said since the dawn of at least the mid-'80s.
In love with 3 Z-list podcasters. That's a shitty alimony when we all bail.
Don't waste your love, baby.
Yeah, no,
don't waste your love.
There's no alimony in us. Don't worry. You're gonna get beer.
Bags of returnables and all you can haul to the frosted nickel.
Exactly. So hellerspace.com. Get yourself some t-shirts and some hoodies and some crew necks. We got totes, stickers, magnets, all kinds of things over there. Lots of sales going on. Always purchase your items with a sale. Save yourself on the shipping.
Right.
Good to do that.
But there are designations on quality, too, so you can make that decision, right?
Yes, you can. There's the classic tee, then there's the premium tee. I've been getting the premium tees recently. They're a little bit more expensive, but they tend to hold up a little bit more.
Yeah, they endure a little more of the washing.
The classic tees, though, I've been getting the extra larges and shrinking them down because I'm a weird, I'm a large, but I'm an extra large. It's a weird...
You're the median.
It depends on how tight my pants are. I'm not going to lie. If my pants are tight, I can't wear a tent shirt. I look weird.
Oh, okay.
I look strange.
Right.
All right? But if I'm wearing, sweats, I can wear a larger shirt. It works.
Fair enough.
But if I'm rocking these tight pants right here, gotta rock a tighter shirt.
Makes just it's flawless fashion logic.
I've got no butt and a dad bod.
Wow.
So I gotta rock that tight shirt.
Hell yeah.
I gotta look good for my woman. So
yeah.
But we have recently launched a new design. It's actually been up for a little bit, and if you're on the socials, you've seen it. It is the Flatwoods Monster design.
Fucking brilliant.
Done by Jordan Hirschberger. He is on Instagram, jord.hirschberger, and you can check his work out at CretanApparel.BigCartel.
Super talented.
.com.
Ridiculous.
Check him out. He fucking knocked it out of the park. It's a super dope shirt.
Psychedelic-y. It's fun.
So cool, dude.
I love
His
it.
type treatment on that shirt is so tight. I'm a type nerd.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw the letter, I'm like, oh.
Mark Typography Stores. I know.
I fell a little bit in love with Jordan Hirschberger. I was like, oh, you're my guy. You're my guy. And he's working for a couple of friends of ours now.
Yes, he is.
There it is. Well, you know what, Jordan? Welcome to the family. You're stuck with us. So there you go.
Deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
Good
part
luck.
of the alimony program now.
Yeah,
sorry, Ivy.
Sorry,
He's
buddy.
package deal.
Yeah, sorry. So check that out. hellerspace.com. Enough with all the intros. Thank you all for joining us. Listener Stories, Part 12. Robert, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Scare me, buddy.
I can't promise that, but I'm going to tell you honest to goodness true stories from wonderful listeners.
Excellent.
And the first one comes from Carrie.
Okay.
And she begins with, "Hey guys, love the show. New listener," all exclamation points, by the way. Thank you very much. "You guys all sound amazing."
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
Carrie.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I don't know if that's just complimenting the recording style or if we actually are bringing something to it, but
Chris does an excellent job editing us. So.
He really does. Either way, she goes on to say, "Anyways, my story. Back in 2004, I was staying at a male friend's house after a party. I had been drinking, but he let me choose between the bed or the floor."
Oh, that's
chivalry,
nice.
not that.
Yeah, see? There
and
you
not
go.
being a weird, gropey friend. Nice.
Yeah, do you want the bed? Do you want the floor? I'll sleep in the bathroom. You sleep in the kitchen. We lock doors. No big deal.
Safety first.
Exactly.
We'll put one of those bunting boards between us.
It's
It'll
fine.
be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's no unacceptable spoons going on, so that's good.
But you know what Carrie did? She was a good G. She chose the floor.
Wow. All right. Well.
And promptly fell asleep.
Okay.
On a few couch cushions. Because you got to make a makeshift bed.
Yeah, you got to. Exactly.
I awoke a few hours later with the urge to pee. Urge to pee.
Dude, as a 40-year-old man, I know that urge well.
Yeah, that's a nightly urge.
At least 2 to 3 times a night.
But was still mostly asleep. I laid there trying to wake up. It was so hard. Then I felt something slide under the middle cushion and push it back. Oh, so the cushion's getting pushed.
Weird.
Moving my torso and hips with it.
Oh, so she's getting like sucked back.
I don't like that.
No, it's not good. It's bad.
I tried to roll over, but couldn't. The cushion moved back slowly, and I was wide awake. I opened my eyes. I can't move or talk. Oh, boy. All I see are little black figures with glowing red eyes. About 8 or 10 surrounding me. What the fuck?
That's a little miniature posse right there.
Yeah, that goes south.
But we'll get to it. But size-wise, there's a size comparison here.
Okay.
So we'll get to it, but we'll see.
I am panicked at this point, but can't do anything to get my friend's attention. He is still sleeping in his bed. I start to feel them pull me towards the door of his room.
Whoa.
I can finally make myself say my friend's name, and I'm going to do my best. Phil!
Oh, no.
There's a lot of H's.
Yeah.
It's Phil. Not the name you... Listen, I got no beef with Phil's. I don't know if
It's
that's
not
what
the
I
name
want.
you cry out in terror?
It's not the name of my savior usually. Like I'm not hoping to go Philip,
Philium.
save me.
Philium.
This is no diss on a Phil, by the way. It's a good, solid name.
Phil seems like a solid dude, but it was muffled.
It was muffled.
Oh, no.
I said it again. Then the little creatures disappeared, and my friend instantly woke up. I slept between him and the wall the rest of the night.
You kind of got
That's
to.
legit. No,
you have
you
to.
do that. Yeah, you got dragged towards
Weird
the door
little
almost.
fucking red-eyed
diminutive
fucking
little
crazy
fuck-alls.
things. Yeah.
And we don't have a specific size, I don't think.
But
Just
if
little.
she's saying like 8 to 10 of them, she didn't give us an exact like height and weight on these fuckers. But I'm assuming if there's 8 to 10 moving her, they're probably pretty small.
Do you know what it instantly invokes in me?
What's that?
The Gate.
Yes, I thought the same
Those
thing.
little claymation fuck-alls.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were creepy,
They were.
honestly.
They were
For a
super creepy.
PG-13 movie, wasn't it like a young Stephen Dorff?
It was, yeah.
And I forget
Yeah.
the other guy.
Dude,
and it was an oddly disturbing
They
film.
played the record backward and they fucking
Yes!
opened the gate.
And the caretaker, like the handyman that got sealed in the wall, like
But
Phoebe Gates' dad and
It
fucking
ended up
Gremlins in the
being
chimney.
a lie. They were like, no, it was a lie. But then like the demons made the lie fucking real or
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
And the fucking dude comes out of the fucking wall. It's such a good movie.
And there was super like fucking Kraken demon at the end with like
Oh,
little
yeah.
twirly scum
Oh,
arms.
dude, that movie was my childhood.
Oh.
My kids will never know the joy of these movies because they're obviously scared of shit like that. Because my father properly introduced me to Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was 6.
That's what you have to do.
I didn't have a choice.
I was 7 years old.
I learned the Saw young.
when my mom took me to the Finger Lakes Drive-In, and for anyone that happens to be from upstate New York, you will know that is the scummy, middle of nowhere shit show, fucking overflowing septic tank drive-in that we have around here. And I saw, I think, a double feature of Last House on the Left and Humanoids from the Deep.
That'll fuck you up.
7 years
proper.
old.
There you
This
go.
is the kind of shit that you need, though.
It is.
If you survive this trial by fire, then you are going to love the macabre.
The fucking
Excuse
gate.
me.
The Macabre.
Thank you.
The Gate, dude. Check it out.
The Gate. The
fucking
Gate's
rules.
fun. So, but this is different too because it also reminds me of fucking Lamberto Bava's Demons, except the eyes were glowing white.
Yeah.
And there's something. It's also that goddamn Bonnie, what's her name video, Turnaround Bright Eyes. Like that was, first off, it's a skeevy sort of teacher messing with like attractive young students, sort of scumbaggery. So that's weird.
The police?
No. Oh yeah. I mean,
Don't
yeah,
stand
don't
so
stand so
close to
close to
me.
me. But no, Turnaround Bright Eyes. She's like a teacher at a prep school, but all the students have these glowing white eyes, and they're like into ballet and gymnastics. Or something. I haven't seen the video in
Yeah, it's
fucking
weird.
forever,
Yeah.
but it's a weird fucking song. But there's something about the moral of this fucking story is before I dig any deeper into fucking weird holes. Glowing eyes always freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, totally.
And so the thought of, now we don't know if they're 3 feet tall, if they're 7.5 inches.
If there's 8 to 10 of them, they're small.
So,
because it's not like there's 8 to 10 normal sized people in a room moving her. If they put their
no, because then they're not tiny.
Exactly.
Then they're just,
and she said that they were tiny. So my whole thing with this is, the first thing I thought of when there's 8 to 10 of these things, like I have, for some reason, I know maybe it's my bravado, maybe it's my truck, maybe it's my hubris.
You're going to start kicking.
I'm going to start kicking everything that I can. It's like 100 chickens or one giant chicken. 100 chickens, karate kick, earth crisis, mosh pit them into fucking a million pieces. I know that's terrible. I shouldn't say that about chickens. let's rephrase that with demons. A bunch of demons. It's just going to be an all-out war pit.
It makes sense. But they're strong.
You have to. They are.
And they're doing, first off, they're doing the sneaky tug through the cushion, which I don't admire.
And it sounds to me, too, like she really couldn't move.
No, it seems like, all right,
like
so
she was like not compelled. She was like restrained, where she couldn't even get out Phil's name. So she's laying there. These things but they're moving them towards Phil's room.
No, they're moving her towards Phil's door.
Okay,
which I assume is out of the room.
Right.
Because, Phil is the great protector god of all sleeping buddies. And so you got to remove her from Phil's presence or they can't do their nefarious shit. But what concerns me here is like you're saying, talking about, is this an example of her not being able to move? Sheer terror, which we've all been paralyzed by terror.
Right.
Some sort of psychic response to truly demonic or nefarious agents that can somehow prevent you from moving, or to go the skeptical route, sleep paralysis.
So it just to follow up here, it does say, I start to feel them pull me towards the door of his room. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming that means that they're taking her out of the room.
That's what I assume.
So she's in Phil's room sleeping on the floor.
Yep.
And they're taking her out of there.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, but sort of like you're saying here, this obviously because they're little tiny, fucking red-eyed, weird little fucking demon dudes. We're assuming they're demons.
Ostensibly humanoids, because when someone says figures, we're definitely humanocentric. When someone says a figure, we always assume bipedal, standing up, whatever, 2 arms, 2 legs.
So this thing has happened to just try to gank her. She screams and whatever.
Here's what haunts me though. You get the urge to pee. We've all done it, especially slightly hungover, where you're trying to weigh out that difference of, I really don't want to move. I'm exhausted. My head is full of glass, and I don't want to fuck around. But on the other hand, if I don't move soon, I am totally going to piss myself.
Yep.
And so we all can identify with this. But then, and I'm going to quote her, I felt something slide under the middle cushion and push it back, moving my torso and hips with it. I tried to roll over, but couldn't. So to me, and I'll even continue here, the cushion moved back slowly and I was wide awake. Is she being restrained? Is it not sleep paralysis or even anything paranormal? Right. Is she actually being somehow restrained to something? I wish I knew more about like this room. Like, was she like at the foot of the bed so that these things were coming from under the bed and pulling the cushions? Or was she on the other side of the room and they're coming from a dresser or a closet?
If it was a weird like sleep awake state or whatever.
Yeah.
If somebody in the room was trying to pull her for some reason.
Right.
But she's obviously stating here that she's seeing these beings.
And they have red glowing eyes.
Which is weird, because I've definitely seen some odd shit when like I'm half asleep.
Sure.
Like weird shadows.
Yeah.
But I've never seen red glowing eyes.
Well, that's the thing, too. I mean, unless a headlight was going by and it was like literally a room full of raccoons, then there's no fucking eye shine going on.
I mean, if you're shit-faced to the point that you got the spins, you laid down without the puke because you're a fucking champ, and you happen to look up and see an alarm clock, and you're just having that weird spinny vision thing.
There you go.
That could
and
be
the 2 little colons between fucking 11 and 37 become the fucking eyes of the demon
That's the worst part
you.
when you're to that point and you're laying down and you're trying not to wake up your wife, and then you got to put your 1 foot on the floor, and it works to stop the spins.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I'm still seeing 6 mirrors and I can't see Hulu. I can't get the Hulu menu to work. That's the worst.
Oh, when you're too drunk to use the remote, and God knows I've been there so many times, it is. You really start thinking about life changes.
You do. You're like,
deep
honey,
lifestyle changes.
Honey, I know I said I was going to change, and goddamn it, one day I will. But you're a good-hearted woman in love with a good-timing man. As I sit in the basement and get shit-faced to play Call of Duty. All right, so I mean, Carrie's experience is fucking creepy.
It's weird.
I hope that she's okay. I hope this isn't something that haunts her, because it's sketchy.
Well, let's all praise and hail Phil.
Yeah, good job, Phil,
I
man.
mean, he kept that shit straight.
Totally.
And you know what? He wasn't even trying to cop a feel. Once she crawled into bed, you know, a lot of guys,
Some guys are scummy.
in their hubristic, drunken states would be like, oh, she said there's a little monster on the floor, jumped in the bed.
No, Phil's solid.
Evidently, Phil was not like, I'm going to read into it. He's like, you know what? I got some floor demons. You had to deal with them. you sleep between me and the wall.
Although
that's the safest place.
You know for a fact that if you're Phil, as soon as she leaves, you're like, what the fuck am I going to do now? I got floor demons.
Yeah, I got goddamn floor demons. I had to be legit. I'm not going to scare Carrie. She's my buddy.
Yeah, she's my good bud. But now you got floor demons.
Also, she's clearly in love with you now because you saved her from the floor demons.
Yeah, or you know what? Maybe it's just a regular mutual fucking friendship between a man and a woman.
Or maybe, and obviously we have plenty of platonic intergender relationships, and it is totally possible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But that having been said, no matter what kind of dynamics you have with your friends, it takes more than one to fight a floor demon.
Yeah, totally.
So the more allies you have in this fight, and the more fills you have specifically, the better off you're going to be.
So Carrie has a little ending here for us.
She says, I have had a few other experiences. I live in Bigfoot country too. Oh, so that's got to be some Pacific Northwest action.
Yeah, nice.
The weed capital of Cali.
Oh shit.
There it is.
What up?
Totally. But I got to get back to work, so I'll save them for another time.
Thank you for bringing this email on your work break. We appreciate it.
Love you guys. We love you more.
Oh,
Carrie.
thank you, Carrie. We appreciate it. You're the best.
You make me laugh until I cry and or pee a little. The urge to pee.
You gotta pee,
Which,
man.
by the way, is going to be my noir novel. It's going to be about my private eye detective who's incontinent, but he's like a badass who's solving crimes, but constantly like needs to get the pens and shit because he has to pee.
Officer Terry McPissy. Terry McPiss Pants.
Oh, keep on being amazing, she says. And you know what, Carrie?
Thank you,
keep
Carrie.
on being amazing. And
Thank you
Phil,
so
if you
much.
listen to this, if you guys are even still buddies, you did the right thing in 2004.
Yeah, Phil. Good job.
I mean, 16 years gone. They could have gone their ways.
Be careful. Just be careful of them fucking floor demons. I don't know. Do you have sage?
Always.
What do you do? Do you carry a knife? Do you knife a floor demon?
No, you have to have a knife under your pillow for floor demons. You have to sage in case they are actual demons,
right,
and not just, stuck to the floor. And then I don't know where you go from there because it's probably not a cryptid issue.
No, it sounds more paranormal.
It does sound more paranormal.
Unless it's like weird little miniature Mothman.
Oh,
like 6-inch Mothman,
like pupa Mothman that haven't blossomed their wings to fly,
like those pops that we got from Feisty Gal.
I love
if it's like 10 of them things carrying you, but they're so adorable and so collectible.
Oh my god! And they're making little mogwai sounds.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
They're all fucking batteries, not including
Until
their
they suck
way
you to hell. Yeah, exactly.
And you know what I'll say to the guys out there? Do your best to be a Phil.
Be a good dude.
When there's a situation where you could fuck it up or take advantage of it or be a shit heel or just not even be a good friend who listens, be a Phil.
If you learned nothing from this podcast, all 100 some odd episodes, be a good dude.
Be a good dude.
Help us all out. Yeah. How about that? Help the world become a better place.
The world is hard enough. Fill it up.
Whenever you have a chance, be a Phil. Robert, next story, make me scared.
Moving on.
Creep me out. I can hear that goblin milk sloshing in the streets.
Oh my god!
And my truck is deep in goblin milk.
Oh god, your goblin milk thing.
Dude.
It's like a permanent part of my fucking lexicon now, and I had never heard it before.
Sometimes you gotta milk a goblin.
Oh,
think about it.
How many udders?
Don't think about it.
They have a lot of teats.
Got a lot of teats.
And they're in weird places, like under their armpit.
They're weird.
Once between their ass cheeks.
Stinky milk. It's gross.
It is stinky. Goblin milk is, of course, stinky milk.
Has to be.
I mean, it's not troll milk.
Oh, it's not Sasquatch milk. That's a shout out to one of our Patreon episodes with our buddy Mr. Derek Hayes there from Monsters Among Us. Check that out on Patreon.
That was fun.
We got some Sasquatch milk.
We do?
It's there.
Boobies.
Sasquatch teeth.
Bigfoot boobies. All right. It begins with, hey guys, love your show, and you guys make work suck less.
Oh, awesome.
That's a nice thing to be. The guys that make it suck less.
I like it.
I wanted to share a story of something that I saw as a teenager that still to this day I do not understand. I have lived on my family's farm 20 minutes from town since I was a child. The farm is in a valley next to a creek near the desert terrain of Colorado. It's probably austerely beautiful, yet hauntingly lonely.
Exactly.
There is nothing but desert plains for 30 miles between the farm and the next city. This farm consists of 3 large fields used to grow hay or for the cattle to graze.
Nice.
Very nice. My family street is located between the first 2 fields and has houses on both sides all down the street, where at the end, there is a creek and a large hill. At the top of the hill begins a long stretch of desert and nothing. Okay, so it's a sparsely populated street on both sides, and then a bluff and a creek end that just reaches out into
the fucking
barren waste.
The great unknown, out into the fucking dune sea.
My cousin and friends and I grew up and would hang out on our weekends and summer nights camping, exploring, and causing mayhem.
Yeah.
Well done. As we live so far away and our religious parents would never spend unnecessary money on movies or stuff for wild kids like us to do. Well, what is a wild kid to do?
There you go. If the parents love Jesus and you can't have fun, you know what you do? You go blow shit up.
You blow shit up.
Exactly.
When you have nature as your recreation hall, that you're trying to save in the mid-'80s with a fucking big band concert from the local mogul, and he says you can't breakdance there anymore, but you're going to.
We're going to save the old mission.
Playing for keeps, buddy. Then the wild is your goddamn mission.
That's right, goddamn it. That's what you do.
I admire you and your cousins, and I appreciate what you did.
It sounds fun as shit.
And I'm sorry your parents wouldn't give you money for movies.
No, Nintendo sucks, but just raising hell in the desert sounds fun.
It actually does.
It really
that's how Burning
fun.
Man started, probably.
Dude, really. Just being in the desert fucking off constantly, it sounds dope.
I kind of, if we
Dude,
had been...
dune buggies.
If we had been desert buddies
Dude,
rather than
desert
fucking
friends?
hyper geek buddies...
Dude, imagine that.
We would have had probably a lot more shady memories and at least 2 less digits.
Possibly a death and some ammunition. It's going to be a good time.
Man.
So much young drinking happening.
Well, we're making up for it with old drinking.
There you go. There you go.
All right. One night, as usual, we met up at my house. My mom was working, and we were in my front driveway debating on what to do that night. That's how it always begins.
There you go.
Very small. Big Trouble in Little China reference. There it is.
There it is. Egg.
As we hung out at my house, first house on the street and directly in front of a large field, we were talking about how much we wanted to see something quote-unquote spooky or quote-unquote weird that evening.
Uh-oh.
When you invite it, it sometimes shows up.
Sometimes you're like, I want to be fucking creeped out. Next thing you know, fucking goblins in the streets, dude.
Oh,
fucking,
God damn it.
Witch milk.
Have you ever been in the place where you're like, come on, let it happen, and that starts happening? You're like, I was fucking around. No.
I don't know. I'd have to rack my memory.
Not often.
Maybe.
But sometimes I want things to be a little more exciting, and then there's a pregnancy scare.
Wow.
As we live at the edge of civilization,
Werewolves of London by Rob Morphy.
we have seen or heard strange things before. We all had multiple conversations going on spooky places on the farm to go to and explore. Multiple spooky destinations.
Yeah, the fucking pig pen where fucking the pig man lives and the goatman. The goatman, he's there.
The goat pen where the goatman lives.
Fuck yeah. He lives in the back shed.
The hen house where the goat hen lives.
Yeah, the goat hen. It's the worst hen. It's a goat hen.
Worst hen.
Oh, God, so gross.
Fucking goat hen.
Fucking worst eggs ever.
Oh, my God.
They come out with horns.
Do not milk the goat hen.
Don't, dude. Fucking satanic teats will get you.
During our planning, I looked up and saw, so this is where it gets good. Mm-hmm. You're having multiple debates between groups of people like which goat hen you're going to fucking visit or whatever.
Dude.
And then during all this conversation, I looked up and saw what appeared to be a black shredded or torn.
Okay.
I like it's either or, even though they're synonyms. Bed sheet floating in the sky. Oh.
No, boy.
All right, that's problematic.
Well, you never know, though.
No, if you look up and you see that, I give it like 3 beats before I'm 100% convinced it's not laundry that went awry.
It could be an old flag.
Could be an old flag.
You're a grand old flag. You're a high-flying flag.
You're right.
It could be.
But you get 3 seconds.
You do.
You get 3 seconds to fucking identify yourself.
You gotta look for the
some
stars.
Shit that's normal.
You gotta look for them stars and stripes. When you don't see them, you know what it is. It's the devil.
At first, I just stared and didn't know what to think. I rubbed my eyes, but it was still up there. I pointed up and asked, what the hell is that?
You don't ever want your friends to say that.
My friend Joe and 2 cousins all looked up to the spot where I was pointing at. At this point, when we looked again, it was directly in front of the moon. That's just cinematic.
Yeah.
It was a large, black, hooded figure. Oh.
Okay.
It had 2 protruding limbs or hands with claws, but the rest of its body mass was shaped like a specter. I got to assume, like the DC Spectre, the Grim Reaper, a cloak.
Yeah, it's just a cloak with some hands kind of floating. Weird.
While it floated in the same spot, in the air, above the field, it looked as if it were made of liquid or smoke. Oh.
Okay. Phantasmagorically speaking.
Well said.
There it is.
It seemed to breathe or constantly pulsate like a jellyfish or sea worm. Ooh.
Weird.
The most disturbing thing about it is that in front of the moon, you could not see the light curve around the edges of its silhouette. It reflected no light. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's almost like the way I'm seeing this, and you're as an extremely talented graphic designer, maybe tell me if I'm on the right path, like a badly photoshopped image in front of the moon where you're not showing the bleed of the light that creates the curve.
Through it, yeah.
It's just like, boom.
I thought maybe like at first one of my first thoughts was like a projection being projected, but if there's no light coming through, it wouldn't be a projection. It has mass to it. If no light's coming behind it, it has mass to it.
Or if it was a solid, smoky and or liquid apparition,
you would think that mass would come.
There would still be a bleed of light.
There would be something coming through it. Yeah. Okay.
So that
very weird.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Well, let's continue and see what it
I know.
It's
it's interesting and haunting. It was also extremely quiet.
Okay.
There were no crickets or any wildlife. I could only hear our shocked gasps and heavy breathing. After a few minutes, just mesmerized by this, we frantically ran to my friend's house down the street to get his old video camera. Oh shit. Look at these intrepid motherfuckers.
There it is, because there's probably no cell phones. So like, fucking, let's get the old fucking high def. Let's get the old fucking tape out.
I love that. That's amazing.
There it is.
While we ran down the street, the black specter would follow us at the same speed and stop when we stopped. We ran outside to see it floating above the hill, turning its hooded head side to side like it was looking for something. That's interesting.
Weird. Okay.
We tried to film it, and I realized that the camera was so old, whatever reason, it could not be seen on the film.
So if it just, you remember back in the day with those old, like,
I owned a half-inch
do you
video
remember that
VHS
old camera that I had with it was like the digital tape or whatever.
Yes, I remember those
especially
too.
At night, you needed the lighting of George Lucas and the love of Jesus to be able to see anything. So I can definitely, I know what they're talking about here, though, where it's so grainy. If you get no light coming in, you're picking up nothing.
And while I don't know anything about spatial physics, I do know there's something triggering in me. We've been out UFO hunting. We've just seen identifiable and anomalous things at night. But when something seems to be following you but stopping when you stop,
right, it is weird.
Seems to me to be a trick of distance and positioning more over than something that is consciously aware of your movements.
Because if it's staying still where you're moving, just your perspective, you're seeing it, you're thinking it's actually following you, but it might not be. But they said the head was looking side to side.
So that indicates...
So it could be scanning, which at that point you think you'd be like, hey, asshole, we're right here.
Well... How much do you want to asshole the black specter?
When I'm your drunk desert buddy.
All right.
You know what's going to happen.
I forgot we were desert buddies.
Yeah, we're desert buddies.
I got to man up again. We spent a lot of time in the wild. Yeah. We almost fucking caught the goddamn goat hen.
That's right.
And so now I'm ready to fucking confront
this
thing.
When I'm your desert buddy and I'm hammered at 13 years old, confronting it, threatening it with my various firearms and or sharp weapons of death.
Yeah, we're probably making our own punji, whatever they call it.
When I'm trying to kill...
Nightmare Vietnam pit sticks.
When I'm trying to kill this thing, you're my fucking wingman.
Oh. After watching it stay there and scan the terrain, it slowly floated above the hill and into the night. My friends and I have talked about this night multiple times, and all have not come to any conclusion.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Weird.
My friend Joe mentioned that it looked like a Dementor from Harry Potter.
Oh,
That's contemporary, but
okay.
absolutely valid frame of reference, and they're haunting as shit.
I have only managed, side note discretion here, to ever watch one Harry Potter movie.
Was it the one with Dementors?
The first one?
Oh, you didn't see a Dementor then?
No. My daughter is into Harry Potter, and I'm trying to get into it with her. I'm like, yes, I'm a wizard of wizardly place or whatever. And
for the love of your daughter, it's an endurable mess.
I'm trying it. I'm for her.
I mean, the books are good.
Yeah, but just
movies,
for her, she has a shirt 9 3/4 or whatever. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's a station.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know, but like, I want to get into it for her because
you love your baby child?
I love my baby. Evelyn's my
Then
baby.
you'll do it.
I'll do it.
You'll do
I'll
it.
become a wizardly wizard of wizards.
You will get a little lightning bolt in your forehead, and you will commit to true love lasting beyond Wizard Wars.
There you go. Okay, fine.
I think I just encapsulated all of Harry Potter.
Excellent.
All right. My friend Joe mentioned that it looked like a
the
Dementor from Harry Potter. Okay. Well, I thought it also looked like an elemental or something from that realm. All right. Well, I don't know what elementals look like, but maybe the frame of reference
The
this person
specter of
has is
fucking
different.
death.
Grim Reaper's what popped into my mind, but I'm a traditionalist. I'm an
Dude,
old school metalhead.
See
What do
you
I know?
See you in hell, my friends.
No doubt.
It's on our Spotify playlist.
Oh my God. I listened to many cryptid podcasts and books and many friends with similar fascination in the subject. I have heard theories of it being a tulpa, elemental, jinn, or ghost.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to your thoughts on this story. I have seen and heard other strange things, but this story I think about constantly as it was the most unique thing to happen in my life. And for a fucking sweet young desert rat who fucking got to live a life of glory and chaos.
A sweet desert punk rocker, just like weird desert trailers and fucking sketchy dudes and shit and like shitty weed and great fucking booze and guns. I'm bringing guns and I don't care.
Of course there's
Dune
guns.
buggies. Sidearms.
I'm letting this be your fantasy.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm right.
Dude,
I'm your desert friend.
Imagine the dirt bikes. Everyone's got
a dirt bike. Or a four-wheeler.
Fuck yeah.
Or a four-wheel dirt bike combo.
Yeah, a trike. They got a sweet trike. A dirt trike.
Yes.
Sweet. So the one thing with this that I thought was interesting was that they were talking about trying to find something spooky and it showed up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Skeptically speaking.
bring
Let's start
it home.
skeptically.
Bring it home.
I don't exactly know the time. I don't have a time frame for this.
It's at night.
Okay, but
There's a
I'm
moon.
talking about like 2004, 2005, 2007.
No.
I may have missed it.
No. It's.
I don't think they gave a time frame.
No, I don't.
for it.
I think 2004 was the last story.
Okay. So what I was thinking
in
of
the timeless desert,
right?
Of no time.
Obviously, drones are a thing. I'm not sure in 2004 or whatever time this happened if they were a thing. Could have been a drone.
Drone hit a bed sheet.
No, they're actually. I did see. I'm almost positive. I saw I saw a video of a fucking drone with like a specter like put on it. You know, like the fucking skull and
like
the hands and shit. So it was flying around
like
looking
a scarecrow,
like
basically.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, again, that's a long shot because we don't really know the exact time when this happened, where the fucking drone technology is or whatnot.
Also, the head moving technology might be a little more complex.
But that could also be perspective where you're standing.
You're right.
But the whole smoky haze thing, I was thinking projection. Maybe someone was projecting something into the sky, but you need something hard for that thing to hit.
Yeah, hologram technology, as taught to me by Scooby-Doo / Old Hardy Boys episodes, is a fuck-sucking lie. They made me think when I was a kid that if you had proper hologram tech, you could project onto nothing.
Right, yeah.
A purely beautiful incarnation of the unknown. And that is just such shit.
Yeah.
Complete bullshit.
So, I mean, also, too, I was thinking maybe if something, whatever, if it was like some weird atmospheric anomaly because you are in the desert, if something was happening in the sky and you're thinking that's what it is.
Right.
Because I've definitely seen shit in the sky where I'm like, oh, fuck, it's,
Oh, we've all misinterpreted
whatever,
things.
And it's nothing.
But
this is pretty specific.
To give the devil its due, this is a group of people, and they're seeing it from multiple angles. Mm-hmm. And they're not going into the nearest house, the narrator's house, or running down the street to find, Joe's or whoever's video camera. And so, and it seems to be looking around, and then finally, I guess, what does it do? Take off or something at the end here?
It just kind of,
It slowly floated over the hill and into the night. So it doesn't even book out of there. It just slowly goes into the distance.
I mean, maybe if it's like some weird, like the moon and clouds and shit, maybe making it look like something's there.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it could be. I've definitely, like I said, dude, I've definitely been in areas where I'm intoxicated or whatever and seen weird shit in the sky, but that's my own bag.
Dude, I've been attacked virtually, squawked at by a living pterodactyl as I was taking garbage out to a dumpster.
It was a turkey vulture.
You insist it was a turkey vulture, but it had the skin flesh of a flying reptile and the hate of something that really wanted to be a dinosaur but didn't quite make the grade.
If you had a 357, would you have shot it?
No, I was dropping to the ground in terror. My garbage went everywhere. I was like, the fuck are you?
See, but if you were carrying... like it's a semi-automatic.
Yeah, no. My point is this.
See, Chris is not here to yell at me about guns as I motion to the seat where he fucking should be, but he's not.
I know. He would definitely.
Son of a bitch.
You would definitely have a response to that.
Exactly.
I will say this: that fucking when you're alone and you see things, maybe turkey vultures come off a little strong.
But when you're with friends, it's a little bit hard. But when you're with a group of friends,
sometimes yes, the panic can fucking become exacerbated by, literally mass hysteria requires a mass.
Right,
but
exactly.
But it seems like they're trying to be on the level. Now, I get where some people might have recommended it being a tulpa. In that, if you're all going out with the intention of seeing some spooky shit, and maybe your burning desire to see spooky shit manifests itself. But why I don't think it's a tulpa is that they weren't talking about, well, remember the black ghost that floats above the moon with its two talons and its perpetual desire to see.
We actually had a listener send me a DM, I believe, on Instagram, and possibly a follow-up email with some information about tulpas. So we're going to cover that at that point.
Right.
The information I got from this listener, though, accidental tulpas like that, we're going to call it like this, the pregnancy scare, the accidental tulpa.
Right.
It's not really I don't see it being a thing.
Gotcha.
So I don't really think it's a tulpa. If you're talking about something maybe elemental or spectral, cool. But it is kind of strange that you go out like we're looking for something kind of spooky and then something spooky happens. So look, I'm not taking desert spirit off the fucking table, obviously. Because there's deep, dark, evil spirits in the desert, hence the desert. So it could be. You never know.
Sand wraith is always on the table.
A sand wraith, yeah, clearly. Dude,
So let's
the
not
fucking Gam Jabbar. Fucking bring it.
God damn it.
Bring it.
But that having been said, the act of wanting to see something weird could still act as an invitation.
Maybe not so much an invitation, but maybe not hysteria, but like when you're with a group of people and you're all fucking fired up and you want to see something creepy, you might interpret things as being something creepy.
You're right. And I appreciate your skeptical point of view because I have plenty of times gone out with you and Chris, with other friends over the years, wanting specifically to invite some weird shit. Being armed with video like long before, I'm talking back in the 20th century, way in the day, when, you had your shitty little video camera and you didn't have EMF readers or any ghost hunter bullshit. You were just out there hoping to fucking have some crazy experience.
We went on a UFO hunt and I disappeared into an old abandoned concrete barn.
Yes.
It was like, fuck those guys, I'm okay. Like, where'd Mark go? Like, the aliens got me.
So... plenty of those times resulted in nothing but good times and eventual drunkenness. And that's all good and well. So of all the times I went out there to a haunted house or to like some random field or wooded area or wherever the fuck any of us went, I never saw anything just because I and the folks I was with, you included, wanted to see something. But it doesn't mean that the desire... combined with just the right circumstances can't kind of serve as an invocation.
True. I will give you that. Yes. And maybe if there is some sort of elemental spirit, desert wise, I'm not really sure where they were. But if there is maybe some sort of elemental or some sort of specter or something, if these kids are just out there fucking around and this thing sees them as kind of like a beacon and it just shows up. It is kind of weird though that it does take the effigy, or I don't know if it's an effigy, but
well, it depends.
What it takes the appearance, I guess I should say. Because I obviously have a great grasp on the English language and the use of words.
You weren't wrong with effigy, just depending on the intention.
if it does take the shape of this like spectral, like in my mind, obviously I'm thinking like the fucking Crimson Ghost from the Misfits just fucking floating around being the fucking fiend.
Right, of course.
But it's a very like common, like, oh look, it's a weird skeleton demon Grim Reaper looking thing. Like,
But that having been said,
that's like the typical.
It's a trope.
Exactly.
And so we can roll our
okay.
eyes at its typicality. But when something is a trope and is used time and time again,
Right.
that also might be indicative of the fact that it is representative of a real phenomenon that has been seen with enough frequency to become iconoclastic in and of
all
itself.
right, I got it. I like what you're putting down.
So
I
maybe
get it.
it's not always a harbinger
Hell
of
yeah,
death.
dude. All right,
Maybe
so fucking
it's not the dead, but
fucking
maybe
desert,
there is something.
fucking desert spirit.
And I don't know shit about elementals. I mean, I know that, I don't know, be cool to water sprites. Don't chop down unnecessary trees. Don't
The
fuck around.
Hildefook, don't fuck with them.
Don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
We know that. The
Yeah,
Icelanders
fairies.
absolutely know that.
Yeah.
I mean, literally fuck them, but don't fuck with them.
Patreon shout out.
There it is. But yeah, so I don't know. I can't say that I don't know where a djinn would fit in. I mean, a ghost is a fucking ghost.
But I don't know.
But what I think the thing that stands out to me most, and then we're just going to move on from this, is the fact that it didn't have the rounded bleed of light
Which
when
is
it was
weird.
foreshadowed
Which
by the moon.
it sounds like it has mass to it. Yeah.
Well, no, it literally means that it didn't. Because if it
Oh,
was a
right,
solid
right. Sorry,
object
yeah.
in front of a well-lit,
You would see it
celestial body,
come behind it. Yeah,
so
my
then,
bad.
is it something that was projected into their minds? Is
like a psychic projection.
Are demons parasites that infest your brain hole and make you see and experience the shit they want you to, and you think it's in the real world, and it might as well be real because that's how you experience it, but
Right.
it is not de facto interacting with your outside environment? Maybe. If so, that's just another shitty thing to be terrified of, and I hope it's not the case.
Dude, that's the shit that freaks me the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't-
Dude, UFOs of the mind, man.
Yeah,
I don't need that
if
shit. I got
demons
enough, man.
Are like brain-eating amoebas,
Yeah.
or other horrible shit that
Dude,
we really have to deal with.
When you even break down aliens being some weird psychic projection from whatever, it
I
fucking
know.
freaks me out, man. My anxiety level is so high as it is.
I mean, I'd like to meet a DMT
I don't need
elf.
Alpha Centauri fucking coming into my mind hole while I'm trying to fucking play fucking Call of Duty because Verdansk is fucking haunted.
Right on.
I don't need that shit in Warzone,
Your
dude.
mind is supposed to be the safe space.
It's
and
not,
anything that's
though.
fucked up in there should be
It's not.
literally the product of self-abuse through drugs, trauma in life, or a genetic miscarriage of justice, and you're just stuck with it.
A genetic miscarriage of justice.
We all have mental problems, and we all have to fucking deal with them the best way we
And
can.
get help.
And medicate.
Get help for that shit, whether it's
officially and
medication
unofficially.
or fucking or therapy or booze or a fucking podcast with your buddies
But
about
don't
shit
let
that
it be
might not be real.
reality shifting entities that can come in and play fuck all with it, because you know what? That's cheap.
Exactly.
It's not fair.
Exactly.
I
There
won't
it is.
stand for it.
Fight those desert demons, Robert.
That's why I
let's
hate my ultra terrestrials, and that's clearly what this is, by the way. Let's just call it.
All right, fine.
Chris isn't here
Chris
to say
isn't
no.
here.
So let's just get away with it while we can.
Let's look at Chris not being here and being like, you can't tell us
can't-
it's
you
not an
can't say it didn't
ultra-terrestrial.
happen.
There you go.
Clearly an
Robert,
ultra-terrestrial.
on to the next story.
All right, let's round this motherfucker out. We got a story from Lou, and we're just going to jump right into this.
Do it.
Dear Kryptonauts. I love that. I love that as a title.
It's awesome.
I would like to share an encounter that my dad told to me back around 2010. First, a little background on my dad. He grew up in the farmlands of southern Ontario and was the cliche country boy, hunting, fishing, and loving the outdoors. He used to take us camping all the time, and even when my brothers and I grew up into disinterested teenagers, he would still make the time to head up north and get away from city life. I love that, the disinterested teen.
Yep.
The trademark of all of us. Alone if he had to. So this man was committed to the great outdoors,
Yeah,
apparently.
you gotta be, dude.
Sometimes he could convince my mom to go with him. As he got older, his interest in hunting and fishing faded away, but his love of being in the wilderness stayed strong.
I'm starting to get that feeling, dude. I go camping with a family in the Adirondacks, and I love the isolation. I ignore all the loud campers to the left of me that are scaring off all the bears. And I met a raccoon not a raccoon, but a porcupine. Actually, I met a porcupine. I got a picture to show you later.
All right, I
Fucking
can't
cute
wait
as
to
shit.
see it.
But I do
find
enjoy
it adorable that you actually say you met one, not that you encountered
Well,
one.
because the zoo brought him. He ate an apple. He ate an apple.
The fucking zoo brings animals to the campground?
Yes, it does.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
I guess you didn't encounter it.
It was an entire Halloween
You met one.
bonanza, including a porcupine who was dope, which I didn't know they're native to New York.
I've never seen
They're
one
only
in the
predators
wild.
of Fisher.
Those fucking little Weasley
Yeah,
fucks?
they kill porcupines.
Well, no.
We got to fight Fishers.
Why?
I don't know, but
Ultra-terrestrials and Fishers.
What I'm
Done.
trying to say is I'm starting to, in my 40 years of age, I'm starting to enjoy the dark wilderness with a decent fire, some good jams, and a couple cold beers. And my wife telling me to turn the music down.
So you're identifying
Not
with
everybody appreciates Sam Hain blasted out of my truck.
Oh, how?
That's
It's
fine.
October.
Exactly. Anyway, Robert.
Even though it's November coming fire.
Whatever. Continue. It's
You and
sowing.
Lou's dad have a lot in common, I
Exactly.
gather.
We're fucking
Okay.
up there doing it, hugging porcupines and fucking kissing goats. It's fine. Whatever.
Wow. This particular story was told to me after a 2-week canoe/portage trip through the Algonquin National Park that he talked my mom into joining him on.
Cool.
After a long day of canoeing and tramping through the woods, they came to a perfect spot to set up camp. They made dinner and settled in for the night. Now, I must say that if you have ever been camping out in the middle of nowhere in a tent, you know that any sound at night is amplified.
For the record, I don't camp in tents. I camp in cabins.
Surrounded by loud neighbors.
Yes.
And zoo-fueled porcupine visits.
Yes, but
Okay.
I'm in a cabin with a locked door with my family, keeping it down. But you still do hear noises.
So are you ever going to canoe into the middle of fuck-sucking nowhere?
I can't even. How do you
throw
even
down a
use
tent
it?
and survive?
Canoe? No. I was in a canoe once with my wife and my mother-in-law, and I almost beheaded them both. Yeah, exactly. It's a long story.
Yeah, I believe it.
We went in a circle, and I couldn't get them to synchronize the paddling. Yeah. There was almost a beheading. Anyway, Wendigo aside, continue.
There it is. Okay. Every sound is amplified. An opossum sneaking through your campsite can easily make you think a half dozen bears are rummaging through your stuff. I love that.
I couldn't imagine being in a tent, dude.
What is the difference between a possum and an opossum?
I don't know. It's a pronunciation. Possum, opossum.
I mean, I know what they fucking look like. They're nightmare crackheads of teeth
Unless
and
they're
hate.
the Australian regal one.
Oh, yeah. Well, or now you're thinking like British badgers versus our
Yeah.
fucking meth badgers.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So I love that he's owning that things get amplified.
Totally.
And possums are fucking clans of bears. What's a group of bear called? Clan of a cave bear?
A fucking mosh pit of bears.
Okay. It's a
coming through.
mosh of bears.
It's a mosh
Yes,
of bears.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mosh of the bear.
You just learn to dismiss it and go back to sleep. Algonquin is home to many animals best left alone. This is something you could take notes on, Mark. Bears, wolves, and moose.
Oh, I've
Do
never
not fuck with them.
wolves and moose. I've never seen. Porcupine, obviously.
You hug bear.
Raccoons and
You
bears.
hug the bear.
At this last trip, there was no bears because the neighbors were very loud.
Thank God.
They were playing.
Saved your life.
Dude, I swear to God, like 1 o'clock in the morning, I heard 18 in Life.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, I gotta go out and I gotta sing it. Fucking, I gotta do it.
Did you fully commit?
I did.
God
yeah.
bless
I didn't
you.
hang out with them though because they were like, come on, hang out. And I was like,
You sang 18 in Life back at them. How did you not
because
assume
I was in
you'd
I
get
was in the back of my
invitation?
truck with the kids as they were dancing hammered. Just screaming, throwing beers, being like 18 in life, you got it. And fucking that's how I roll, dude. I don't go hang out. I can't be that fucking guy. I don't know these people.
You can just serenade them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's get back on
Let's
point
do
here.
it.
Okay.
Moose.
This particular night, Dad woke to an odd sound. Something about the animal's movement was different, and he could hear slightly labored breathing. Curiosity got the better of him, and he unzipped the door, trying not to wake my mom, just enough to peek out past the mosquito screen. At first, he didn't notice anything, until movement in the distance drew his gaze.
Oh, shit.
There stood a moonlit silhouette of a man on the edge of his camp. A naked, hairless, emaciated man.
Oh, dinky balls out.
Fuck.
Dude.
Yeah, I
okay.
wasn't expecting that. He was facing the direction of the tent. Needless to say, my dad was full of adrenaline and fear. Although he couldn't see its face, he distinctly felt like it spotted him. Interesting, the choice of it instead of he.
Yeah, weird.
It felt malevolent and angry.
Oh, boy.
Something about its stance and stare. My dad zipped the tent back up and looked for his knife and flashlight.
Smart man.
Mm-hmm. He sat there running over in his mind what he should do. Oh, God, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Like when you think like, all right, this is something I have half prepared for my whole life. Like I've got to deal with this, but now it's here. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Exactly. You just take the knife and I don't know, what do you run at it? Do you call it out? Do you hit with the flashlight? Where do you go?
And, you know,
all you have is a knife.
You've got your primal mind that's like kill or run, and you've got your rational mind that's like, well.
And you're in a tent. You literally have nothing but screen.
Yeah.
If this thing decides to fucking do a cannonball on you, you're Fucksville. Yeah.
Oh.
Weird naked cannonball from a woodsman. Weird.
Oh, was this a homeless man living in the wild? Is one of the speculations.
Could be.
He debated waking my mom. He debated if they should fight or flight. See, exactly.
Exactly.
Needless to say, he felt rather trapped in the tent. At least something, albeit thin and flimsy, stood between the man and them. He couldn't hear it anymore. After his nerves settled a bit, my dad decided to have another peek. A foot from the screen loomed a face.
Fucking get the knife,
Fuck,
dude.
you have to stab that face.
Stab it in the face.
150 times.
Stab right through the sinus. Go for the fucking nose's cartilage. Put the knife through the fucking nose.
Through the eyes.
An eye.
And
a
the
mouth. Go through the fucking
cheek.
mouth.
You stab under the chin 6 times.
Fuck. This story fucking freaks me out.
That should just be a stabbing hole. That's what his face is now.
All right.
It's right fucking there.
Set it on fire and kick it into hell.
A foot.
A foot. Okay.
From the screen loomed the face. It was staring right at him. Its sunken eye sockets hid its eyes, and its skin was pale and sickly. He had this overwhelming thought overtake him. Don't talk or make a sudden movement.
Oh.
Or else this creature would attack. Oh, man.
That's weird.
So when you get that like instant gut terror.
You're like, just chill.
And he's an outdoorsman. Lou's dad has been out there.
Yeah.
He's not even doing it for the kids anymore. He's not doing it for the thrill of the hunt, the joy of the fish.
No.
He's out there with his wife just to fucking get away from city life.
But when you have that weird tension, like if you're in a bar and you get that weird tension, I've been there with you. This has happened to both of us.
I know we're making the eye contact.
Where there's that weird tension where you're like, oh, this can go south.
We got to deal with this.
This isn't a fuck or fight situation. This is a fight or fight situation. Yeah, that weird tension. Just even think it gives you that weird pit in your stomach where you're like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this. All right, so what happens now?
Their exchange of looks probably lasted only a minute or two, but it felt like an hour.
Oh,
in reality, it probably only lasted a few seconds.
Yeah, we were like,
and felt like half your fucking life.
Yeah, it's a terrible fucking feeling.
My dad said he looked away for just a second to check my mom. We know what's going to happen now.
Right.
She was fast asleep. When he looked back, the creature was gone. My dad zipped up the tent door and sat there until morning. Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Oh, Jesus.
Fortunately, they had only a couple more nights in the park to go, which were uneventful. You don't have another second in that park. Like the moment the orangey red sun crests that eastern sky, you are like, and the vacation's over.
Judy, wake up. We're not cooking eggs. We're leaving. Yeah.
Well, we have all the supplies. Come on, Lou's dad, because I don't know his name. Henry.
Henry.
Come on, Henry.
All right, come on, Hank. Let's fucking get out of here.
Judy, I'm telling you, we're going to take... But you love that. It's your favorite part. It is no longer my favorite part of the year.
No, you no longer are there.
This is not where I want to be. I need to be where my children are.
Exactly.
Care about your kids. Pack it up.
No eggs. No eggs and bacon for you.
No eggs and bacon.
We'll get it on the road. Throw
Canadian bacon, 1 piece. Then we leave.
Breakfast burritos for no one. All right. Now where do we
Oh,
go?
a couple more nights and it was uneventful. How did they do it?
I wouldn't even,
How?
dude. If
Henry.
I was loose, Dad, I would be on fucking 10. I would be drinking and stalking and screaming.
Oh, my
or
God.
actively hunting this thing down. I would get so drunk I'd hunt it down.
Yeah, well,
and then I would
yes,
die.
you would. You would.
They would find me dead in a ravine like he drowned in 2 inches of water because he's a fucking
How?
asshole.
Oh, it's weird.
He's a drunk asshole. That's
Oh,
why.
Missing Mark 411. It's a new whole documentary just about the
exactly.
mystery of this fucking dude.
How does this prick manage to kill himself accidentally in the woods?
Oh my God, he was literally surrounded by. He was singing 18 in Life. Everything was going well.
He was requesting Master of Puppets. No one would play it. He got mad and drowned in a tiny creek. R.I.P. Mark.
All right. When my dad was telling the story, he gave a helpful visual comparison. Oh, that's a sentence you don't often read, and that I love.
I know.
He said it looked like Gollum from the Lord of the Rings movie. Oh, of course.
Fucking Schmeagol.
There it is.
Precious.
But adult human size, and it didn't have large, lovable eyes, but dark, sunken eyes.
Weird.
I gotta say, this is just a side note, and I'm not gonna go too much. The animated, I think Ralph Bakshi version of Gollum from like the 70s
Was super creepy.
was like nightmare juice for
Dude,
me.
as a kid, that shit
like
freaked
it
me out,
haunted the
yeah.
fuck out of me. But Pepe, God bless her, she was scared by the Peter Jackson Gollum.
Really? And he was creepy, but you're always like, oh, someone who seems
I
to give him
know
a
that
bath.
he was also pitiable.
Like, give him a bath.
But when you're little, and then the word precious would freak her out. So
Yeah,
I would have to like
precious.
say it silly to make her feel better.
Yeah.
Like precious. Oh, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
precious. Hey.
But anyway, neither here nor there. It's a fucking Gollum with little tiny black eyes of hate.
Okay.
I don't dismiss my father's experience, but I am also very skeptical by nature, and at first sought a more rational interpretation, perhaps a vivid dream, hallucination, or maybe, as my dad thought, initially a homeless bushman.
Which is actually a thing. There are people that they literally head out into the wilderness. At work, actually, my coworker and I, Kevin, Mr.
Right.
Kevin, he and I actually check up on a woman on a monthly basis who is a homeless person who is living in the woods near one of our shit tanks that we check out.
Oh, that's sweet.
And
yeah.
we check on to make sure that she's okay and she's there. It's weird she goes on vacations. I'm not sure how that works, but like
Oh.
she actually leaves her encampment and someone comes and like watches it for her.
Oh.
And then we talk to that dude to make sure that she's okay.
That's so odd and complex.
It's bizarre, but people, whether it's mental illness or just a matter of not having money or whatever, just being
I
like,
get
you
it.
know what, fuck this world. I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm going to the fucking woods.
I got mad empathy for
In the
people that can
Adirondacks,
drop
they
out
have
and do it.
the Adirondacks. There's an entire camp that's like Adirondacks hermit that we're just kind of like living up there. Some people do it.
Community,
Yeah.
yeah.
Some people just fucking bail. I mean, if you're living in the woods alone, you're obviously going to become emaciated. You're not going to
To
be
a
living
degree,
high on
yeah.
the fucking hog.
Well,
There-
especially if you're not living in a semi-organized group that allows for vacation plans.
Yeah, no, well, like our woman at the
Right,
tank,
right.
yes. But if you are living up there in the woods, yeah, that could happen.
But you know what you
And
might
people
think
do
you
it.
might have? Just shooting in the wind here. Clothes.
Maybe not. Maybe
See,
not.
but that to me, that's a big leap. There's a big leap between I fuck society. I do
Right.
not want to play your game anymore. I'm going to eat some berries. I'm going to kill this fucking opossum and decide whether or not it's a possum and then eat it.
Right.
And then I'm going to fucking live my life. But to be buck ass naked, I get you're going to be a little skinny. You're going to be a little stretched out.
I mean, if the weather's good enough, fuck it. Why wear clothes? You know, if you're fucking this, killing opossums and beavers, fuck it.
If you're just randomly hanging out in other people's
Or you're just-
campsites
if
and
you-
looking in their tent.
If your mind is ravaged from fucking something like giardia, then there you go.
There, you're
Then
right,
You're
you're right,
fucked.
you're
there
right.
It is. There it is.
All right. But my dad thinks, even though Lou is skeptical, and
Okay.
I like it. I like that Lou's taking a logical stance on this. But my dad thinks it had supernatural vibes to it in hindsight.
Okay.
Either way, I stored the tale away in my head and moved on. Anyways, love that fucking segue.
yeah, the post credits.
A couple years later, I was planning my own trip to Algonquin with my then girlfriend. and was on the park forums getting some portage route suggestions when I stumbled upon a thread talking about a creepy encounter.
Oh, no.
Sure enough, a woman described the exact same creature my dad had seen and was asking if anyone else had seen it too. A native man responded to her and seemed dead serious that it was real and she was lucky to be alive. He called it the Wendigo.
The Wendigo.
The dingo. It's a flingo.
Oh, shit. The Wendigo.
Biggity
It's a
bingo.
flingo. It's for Chris. That's for Chris.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all Chris.
We didn't do it as well as he
No.
would, but we tried.
All right. Oh, shit. All right. Wrap it up.
Fucking wow. I didn't. Did you see the Wendigo drop?
You know, I was thinking about that.
And by the way, Wendigo.
Wendigo.
I know. We know.
Yes, it's a
I
Wendigo.
know.
We just call it a Wendigo because that's how
Wendigo-
Chris would pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Wendigo. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I should have like a starving emaciated. Now, of course, we all have the fucking Mike Mignola antlered pale beast of hell.
Well, or obviously Marvel Comics back in the day, Alpha Flight, Wendigo.
Oh yeah,
big,
of course,
large
which
white
was-
Sasquatch.
Yeah, just an abominable snowman.
Exactly.
All right, last line. My dad hasn't been back in the woods since.
Dude, at least find like a local park and
So-
camp in the tiny woods.
Here's two things about that. One, I want to hear that more often.
Mm-hmm.
Like so often people are like, and after the lake monster almost took my leg, I did not body boogie board surf for up to a week. And I'm like, you are
no,
fucking up.
this obviously affected Lou's dad to the point where he's
The
like, I
second
love
thing
it.
is, how did you stay 2 more fucking nights?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yes, Judy's Canadian bacon recipe is tits up, and flapjacks on an open fire. Come on, to die for.
You know, but maybe he didn't want to fucking like distress his wife or something. He may not even told her.
You gotta leave.
I know.
What's the difference between leaving Tuesday or fucking Thursday?
I know, but dude, as a man who frolics with the bears in the Adirondacks,
It's a goddamn Wendigo.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's different. I know it's a Wendigo.
Or
You know what?
a homeless bushman who was a nudist as well.
Seeing a bear is one thing, or a fucking adorable fucking porcupine. But yeah, witnessing a possible Wendigo. The Wendigo myth is interesting because obviously we know the Marvel Comics, we know the Mike Mignola, we know the weird weird deer-headed skull fucking looking thing. But the actual myth of the Wendigo, as far as what it does to a person, I'm not sure if you remember the story, but there's actually a dude in Canada, I believe, who like beheaded a person on a bus.
Absolutely.
And was like, I was infected with a Wendigo.
I remember when we reported on it back in the day.
Back in the day on a different show.
And so there's cannibals that seem to be full of malignant spirits, formerly human.
Right.
They've become something unhuman.
Yeah.
And they eat flesh and maybe even devour souls, and they've become some sort of monsters. And basically, First Nation Van Helsings come out of the woodwork and are like, yeah, no, fuck this. This can't stand.
And if you speak with Native people about this, they're like, yeah, the Wendigo is a fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I've
spoken to 1 or 2 people that had told me about different Wendigo stories.
Native Americans from
Minnesota. we heard from an individual from the Tonawanda Reservation who discussed fucking a Wendigo sighting.
Absolutely,
which is fucking super creepy.
The conversations that we have had with these people, with their extraordinary knowledge of not only the environment in which they dwell, but like what you could almost say are like these elemental links to intelligence of the past.
The spirits that inhabit these lands.
Particularly regarding not only the Wendigo, but I guess more commonly, at least in the United States, skinwalkers. They leave you haunted.
Totally.
These conversations can't leave you. Like, I could look at it theoretically and read about it and be like, oh, okay, I get it. And I get where there's a part where tradition and legend meets, hits the asphalt of modern life and the scientific method.
Right.
But to hear firsthand accounts, that changes everything. You're like, oh, fuck.
What's interesting, though, is that Lou's dad came face to face with this Wendigo, but...
Or not,
obviously. But let's start with, the whole Wendigo theory.
Okay.
He did come face to face with this, but nothing happened. It was almost like a standoff.
Well, I mean, maybe he followed his instinct. Maybe if he had lashed out just the tiniest bit, Like, just if he had just said, get out of here,
Right.
or thrown a punch, or
could've
our
attacked.
suggestion of stabbing his face from every angle
If there's ever
multiple times.
a spot to stab somebody, and
That would seem to be it.
I'm not advocating the stabbing of another person. If
No.
you have to, in a face-to-face situation, just go for the face.
But say, all right, now we're desert buddies.
Okay,
as we've
we're desert-
established.
yes, we're desert buddies.
So if we're desert buddies that are in Algonquin National Park
Totally.
being mountain buddies and we're camping, our instincts are going to make us into Wendigo bait. Because
100%,
apparently we wouldn't have followed our gut instinct to just zip up the fucking thing and
Right.
sit up until morning and then stay there 2 more nights.
Yeah.
We would have fucking stabbed ahoy and then fucking
Stabs ahoy.
best case scenario, we killed a homeless dude and we've got to fucking live with that.
Well, let's discuss that too. We obviously, skeptically speaking, we do have the possibility of a mountain man, a woodsman, a homeless person. As I mentioned, my coworker and I interact with some homeless people that live in the woods on a pretty regular basis.
Right.
So it is not uncommon and not unheard of
No.
for people that economically, or even still, if someone that's suffering from like mental illness,
Sure.
they might just go out into the woods to live, because that's a thing. It is a thing. And again, in the Adirondacks, there's an entire thing about the Adirondacks hermits. They like live up there. Some people just take to the woods, man. When you're fucking scissor fight, dude, and you're like blizzards, buzzards, bastards, you're like, I'm living in the fucking woods, dog. I'm living in the fucking mountains. This is what I'm going to do. I'm a fucking mountain man. I'm here to fucking shred. I just wanted to give a shout to Scissor Fight because we follow them on Instagram,
I'm
and
a
they
fan
follow
of the
us.
band.
And we like each other's shit all the time. Same with Sub-Zero. What up, Sub-Zero?
When you say shred, though, you don't mean like old school Thrasher magazine.
It's fucking.
He's not
I'm
skating his way through
No, I'm
the
talking
forest.
guitar shreds.
Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
that's my shout outs to Sub-Zero and fucking.
Okay, all right. So
Scissor Fight.
I'm glad we got that done.
So Mountain Man Boogie, if you're up there just being a Mountain Man Boogie, and again, if you are living off the land,
Well, but, hey,
you could very well become emaciated fairly quickly.
throw on some pants before you visit a campsite.
Dude, look at Naked and Afraid, dude. Naked and Afraid.
All right, that's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you're
That's not
if you're a
but it's
mountain
not a
man,
lifestyle choice usually.
I'm
Like,
assuming-
the wild nudist is probably a thing because the world is vast and there's room for everybody and how they want to live.
if you're
But I'm
living,
just saying
if you're
it's
living in
probably
the
not the
mountains,
most
dude, I don't
common.
really think you give two fucks about pants. You probably
of
don't.
Of course you do, because you get cold because there's ticks on your balls.
It depends on what part of the country you live in, though. If you live up here in upstate New York, you need pants. You need heavy ass pants. You need some fucking wool pants. But if you're living in Cali,
in Canada, dude.
oh balls. And this is the western part, the nice part.
His dad farmed in
Algonquin.
Ontario, and they went up north
So
to
they're
Algonquin Park.
they're actually right near us. They're like right near us.
Yeah, we got Wendigos coming across the
Yeah,
border.
I'm stupid.
willy-nilly.
I'm dumb.
Yeah,
So-
you need to fucking cover your balls and your other
All right.
parts. It gets cold.
So Wendigo.
So it's Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah,
No pants,
clearly.
Wendigo, clearly.
A Gollum-digo.
A Gollum to go, yeah. The Wendigo theory, though, is pretty fucking interesting because it's a you and I have both heard firsthand accounts
We have.
separately and together.
Yes, we have.
It is fucking super creepy.
It haunts you.
It really is creepy.
I want to be dismissive.
If you're dealing with some
but you
weird,
cannot be.
malevolent fucking spirit that just it basically
And
inhabits
loves
you.
the way you taste.
Yeah, if it basically inhabits you for the pure fucking reason of just wreaking terror and cannibalism.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then what?
How the fuck do you defend against that?
I don't even where do you
can't.
make allowances for that?
Stabby faces don't work.
No. I don't even know, man. I don't know how did people, I mean, first off, I don't know how people survived when it was like hand to mouth. You fucking go out, you forage, you get your berries, you get your fucking wheats, whatever the fuck you get.
I'm assuming you just
kill
did
a
it.
deer.
You probably just did it.
And so all of that's hard enough. Like living hand to mouth, raising a family, dad goes out to
Right.
hunt, mom is fucking macrameing your cooking pots. I mean, you're literally subsistence living. And then a fucking Wendigo shows up and wants
Yeah.
to eat the bones of your kids and
Yeah.
fucking, and it looks like Uncle Dave, but it's not because he's fucking all Wendigoed up.
at some point with I know we have an entire Mothman month coming up, but we should definitely tackle the Wendigo episode sort of soon.
I agree.
It's
Like the actual Law and Order aspect of it, the true crime aspect
is weird.
Is fascinating.
It's really weird.
Combine
Yeah.
that with the truly paranormal aspect of
Right.
it, and definitely it'll be a fun case to tackle.
So are we gonna? I mean, so
Cases.
obviously, skeptically speaking, with Lou's father experiences here, we talked about homeless and or mountain man or whatever, but
homeless nudist.
The sunken eyes is.
That's part of
it could
emaciation.
be emaciation, yeah, no, I know.
There's nothing really in the description of this guy that is preternatural.
Lou's father is just saying that he felt that it was something paranormal.
Right.
So he's going off of a gut instinct saying that it's something paranormal, which, I mean, is hard because you don't know. He's in a situation with his wife. There's this fucking weird emaciated thing looking at him a foot from the fucking mosquito net. So...
Well, that's where it gets weird. Like when he's across the way, just being all naked and weird, you're like, I don't know, zip up, find my knife, where's my flashlight? All right.
Right, then it's right there.
I'm Henry. I got to protect Judy. Zip, zip, face.
Yeah.
And then it's like a living nightmare.
Right.
And then he's just like...
And then you got to deal with it.
Oh, and then he looks away and he looks back and it's gone. So that's the one thing. Like, I would say everything except that. He probably just cast a quick glance to like his right, sees his sleeping wife, looks back, and it's gone. Now, granted, it's a little window through a mosquito net.
Right.
It doesn't take a lot of effort.
It literally could have taken 2 steps to the fucking left.
He could have leaned and laid down on the side of the tent. And then it's like, in a vaporous haze, a miasma of mysticism.
The miasma of the Wendigo.
But on the other hand... Fuck.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. There's fucking Lou's father's experience. That is fucking super creepy.
So what do we have here? We have clearly a homeless
mountain person.
Just a tragically messed up Wendigo. And you know what? Who's to say it's mutually exclusive? You could be both homeless and have some mental issues you really need help with, and also be a Wendigo. And maybe our heart should shine for them a little.
Maybe we should have a charity drive.
For the Wendigos that, you know what, if you just want to eat me and you're cool with where you are, then you're living the Wendigo life.
That's right.
But if you're wandering to people's campsites and you're just looking in, you're like, I don't know if I should eat you or not. Well, God damn it, you have a problem as a Wendigo and you need to get your human eating drive back.
You have to respect other people's boundaries, I believe.
Absolutely.
You are a special Wendigo. Do what a Wendigo does.
Do what a Wendigo does.
Respect other people's boundaries.
And then eat them.
You have to because you're a Wendigo. So are we endorsing cannibalism at this point?
As much as you're pro meth, we're pro Wendigo.
I'm not pro meth, first of all. I'm not endorsing people that smoke meth.
I'm just saying if we're gonna go full on libertarian for Wendigos.
All right, yeah. If we have to take a libertarian stance, I guess do your deal. Don't hurt other people, and don't let the government tell you that you can't eat people.
Be careful when the floating Reaper does not cast a light shadow around the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you might be dealing with a Hardy Boys hologram. And do your damnedest to be a stand-up guy. And when the girl in your room is getting abducted by floor demons, let her sleep next to the wall.
There it is. Boom. Listener stories, I believe. Again, I'm going to say part 12. I could be wrong.
So.
I think it's 12.
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 12.
Right.
I'm almost positive it's 12. Thank y'all so very much for joining us. Kryptonaut Podcast. How do we end?
I'll tell you how we end. Because, we miss Chris and love him. Everything we talked about tonight was an ultra-terrestrial. It's from another dimension. Nothing is real. There is no logical explanation for single thing we've dealt with tonight.
Dude.
It all seeps in from another realm, and it's there to torment us. And I believe in my heart Chris would 100% agree with that assessment.
He is currently shuffling in anger. He's just in his house.
He's kicking his man-ups.
He's in so much anger. He's got so much anger and hate right now. He's turning into the Emperor going, no.
You have misrepresented me completely, Rob.
He's so mad. I can feel it in the force. Hellerspace.com. Get yourself some t-shirts. Check it out. New design up there. Jordan Hirschberger, what up? Thank you so very much for working with us, my dude. We are going to be working with Jordan in the future as well as some other artists, so look for some new designs coming there. Patreon.com/Kryptonaut Podcast. $1 is a shout out. $5 is a shout out and some bonus audio. Also, you get access to the Discord server.
Which is a ball.
It's happening, man. It's going on. People over there are holding it down for us. Thank y'all so very much. It's crazy. There's a bunch of new people coming in every day.
Really?
I've been trying to keep up with it, but I had a super fucking busy week. So then I jumped in. I'm like, fuck, there's a bunch of new people.
You've been dealing with porcupines and Wendigos, man.
Dude, I've been dealing with porcupines and fucking people that love slaughter.
Hey, someone had to.
Someone had to fucking do it. And then I'm getting yelled at for playing Sam Hain.
Oh. Pshaw.
And it was November's Coming Fire.
Oh, of course
Whatever.
it was.
Of course.
It's
I had
October.
to. I was hammered. I've been
You're
drinking.
anticipating November and the Coming Fire.
I started drinking around like 1. So it was like 9 at night. I'm like, it's going to be fucking Mother of Mercy. Here
Are you
we
telling
go.
me hair metal fans had a beef with fucking Danzig's side projects?
No, but I was like, check this out. And I don't think it was well received. Whatever.
I'm not concerned. Clearly,
Exactly.
they're not Wendigos.
Yeah.
They love Danzig and all its
Exactly.
incarnations.
The Instas, the Twitters, and the Facebooks. Check us out there. Thank you all for the messages. Keep them coming. It's awesome that we get to talk with our listeners. It's so cool. I get emails and DMs daily. It's fucking so dope that I get to talk with everybody. It's
Agreed.
super cool. I enjoy it so much.
And everyone out there that has sent me a direct message, forgive my negligence. I'm always caught up in shit, but I will eventually get back to each and every
They
one of you.
normally just get a hold of me and they're like, hey, I got a hold of Rob a couple weeks ago. I didn't hear from him. I'm like, no, don't worry. Rob's cool.
Yeah.
He's good.
Rob
He's
is
there.
I get onto the internet seasonally.
Yeah, yeah, like fruit.
Like fruit.
Like you. Like
I
you
eat fruit,
you eat
and
fruit seasonally,
I
yes.
check my emails once a season.
Totally. So thank you all so very much for joining us. Thank you all so very much for just hanging out, listening to the show. We appreciate it.
Oh, God,
we've
you're the
grown
best.
as a show. We've grown so much. It's it's exciting. It's so cool. It's
It
just awesome
literally
that
is
people
one
are
of the
into us.
coolest things that has ever happened.
A listener recently, just this week, actually today, as a matter of fact, sent a thing that we were like trending on like Stitcher
What?
radio, which is pretty dope. Yeah, so it was
Trending?
pretty fucking.
I don't even
it was
know what
pretty
that
cool.
means.
I have no idea either, but it was cool.
My old beard says
Yeah.
yes.
I was like, yes, thank you for getting us to
We have
trend.
trended it?
Exactly, we've trended it. Yeah, so thank you all so very much, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, indubitably.
This is so much easier face to face.
I know. I
mean,
loathe remote.
you and I did the fucking Mechano Mummy remote.
Yeah, we did.
And we had to edit it and piece together. It was all right. It was
all right.
It was a fun story.
It was kind of a shit show.
A little bit of a shit show.
shit show.
But it's different when
But it
we're
was still fun.
I know,
No,
but when it's
because-
just you and I together,
'cause
it's
we're having a
different. I know,
conversation.
because I
I
miss you
know.
all week, and then I get to finally see you.
It's not the same. I don't
I
know
know,
how
it's
we got
weird.
through the doldrums of this pandemic, the three of us not actually seeing each other. And,
I think a combination of alcohol and edibles.
oh, yeah, that helps.
Yeah. If you
And
just-
proximity.
Yeah,
Just
proximity
the
helps.
You know what? We can feel that symbiotic osmosis of ideas and love.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, let's go figure out this whole goblin milk situation.
Yeah,
what do
let's
we do?
do that.
Do we got to pump that tank down?
Well, we gotta get a carton of it to fucking Chris so he can be well enough. Because even though it tastes sour going down, it boosts your immune system. So the three of us can be healthy enough to pod in person.
I don't know.
We're gonna let Chris feed on the teat of the goblin.
Will the goblin milk be too much for him? Will he become like Super Chris, like Super Shredder?
Yes, but that's okay. It'll only last 2 weeks.
Okay, good, perfect. And then
We'll be
we'll
good
be
with
back
it.
to normal.
It'll be
Excellent.
fine.
We'll be and just in time for Mothman month. Perfect.
Oh, I know. Mothman month coming up.
Coming up in December. Thank you all so very much, and I'm talking to you soon.
Goodbye, friends.
Woo! Oh, how's
Oh my
Eve?
God! Oh, you Ric Flaired the holidays.